Hi everyone, welcome back to my Stardew Valley cookbook series. Thank you for your continuing support and patience. In this video, I'll be making the recipe for Maki Roll. This recipe is for all you salmon sushi lovers like me. Following the cookbook, we're going to be using good quality Japanese short grain rice, water, carrot, unseasoned rice wine vinegar, granulated sugar, kosher salt, sushi grade salmon fillet, mayonnaise, Asian chili sauce, sesame oil, scallions, roasted nori sheets, Persian cucumber, avocado, pickled ginger, wasabi, and soy sauce. In my last video for tropical curry, I showed y'all how to make rice the Filipino way, but for this video, we'll follow the cookbook by cooking it over the stove. First, I rinsed out the rice in a large fine mesh strainer under cold running water until it ran clear. Then, I placed the rice and the 1 1/2 cups of water in a medium saucepan to soak for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, I placed the saucepan on medium heat and brought it to a boil, then reduced the heat to low and let it simmer until the water was absorbed by all the rice, which took about 20 minutes. Meanwhile, I prepped all the other ingredients starting with the carrot, which needed to be finely diced, and enough for 1/2 cup. I know summer is already over, but I have a whole backlog full of filmed summer recipes that need to be edited and published. Just know that I'm trying my best doing personal content part-time. I'm so excited to publish the videos I do have because I have a little treat for everyone. I actually have a special promotion from an Etsy creator, but I'll keep that a surprise until my fish tacos recipe video, which should be coming out soon. By the way, I forgot to mention that this recipe is from the kitchen of the Queen of Sauce. Although there wasn't a queen's tip for this recipe, there is a quote in the book from Dwarf that says,
"You humans have the strangest eating habits. You put fish and vegetables on rice and wrap it in seaweed. Odd, but tasty."
I didn't realize how much time I left in the video of me chopping the carrots, so I guess I'll talk about how I just came back from Arizona this past weekend. I'm from Southern California and I will never take our weather for granted ever again. My fiance and I visited Phoenix for a few days and it was over 110 degrees Fahrenheit the entire time and we were suffering. Mind you, we're already at the end of September and we were so glad to be back in our nice, cool 70-degree weather that we just got back to yesterday. Next, I thinly sliced the scallions. I actually made a mistake here and cut them into thinly sliced pieces lengthwise, but honestly, when I fix it later in the video, it helped with the recipe texture-wise. What I was thinking was that I was going to use this as an actual separate filling like it is sometimes used in Vietnamese spring rolls, which is a funny mistake looking back. Afterwards, I prepped the Persian cucumber the way I mistakenly did for the scallions, which was actually the correct way for the cucumbers, being thinly sliced matchsticks. In my local grocery stores, Persian cucumbers are usually sold in bags, so if you have extra like me and don't know what to use it for, I recommend making it into a cube cucumber salad with distilled white vinegar and garlic crunch chili oil. It's delish. The next step I did was making the sushi rice seasoning. In a small bowl, I combined the vinegar, sugar, and 1 teaspoon salt. I stirred until the sugar and salt nearly dissolved. Although the recipe says to use unseasoned rice wine vinegar, I used seasoned instead and it still turned out tasting great. If you already have either in your pantry like I did, feel free to use whatever you have. Once the simmering rice had absorbed all the water in those 20 minutes, I turned off the heat and mixed in the carrots. I missed another step here, which was to let the rice steam with the carrots in the residual heat for about another 10 minutes. I transferred the rice mixture to a bowl and then drizzled in about half the sushi vinegar to fold together. I drizzled the remaining seasoning and folded everything together well until the rice completely absorbed the vinegar. I then covered the rice with a clean and damp kitchen towel to set aside and cool completely. While the rice cooled for about half an hour, I prepped the salmon into small cubes. I honestly was a bit lazy as I was supposed to finely dice it, which I do recommend to make assembly easier later on. Also, if you make this recipe yourself, please be sure to use sushi grade salmon. This is very, very important as you should not eat any other salmon raw unless it's sushi grade. If you don't have access to sushi grade salmon fillets, my personal recommendation is to cook high quality salmon fillets with salt and pepper and letting it cool before mixing in the mayonnaise mixture that I'm about to show you here. I made the mayonnaise mixture in a small bowl by combining Kewpie, sriracha, sesame oil, salt, and the scallions. If you don't know what Kewpie is, it's basically a Japanese mayonnaise brand that's different than regular mayonnaise since it's made with only egg yolks to give it a richer and smoother texture than regular mayo. No. If you didn't realize what happened here, when I opened this sriracha bottle, it exploded everywhere and mostly all over my shirt off camera, and I wanted to keep the audio of my laugh in the video. To all you sriracha lovers out there, what sriracha replacement are you guys using? Fun fact, over the COVID pandemic, the most beloved sriracha brand had to change its recipe since there were supply chain issues, and it hasn't been the same ever since. If you guys have a pretty close replacement, please let me know in the comments since my fiance and I are still on the search for a new favorite. I stirred in the sauce gently with the cube salmon, then I covered it to sit in the refrigerator until it was time for assembly. While the rice and salmon were still in their cooling processes, I sliced the avocado. The way I slice avocado is just cutting it in half, taking out the pit with the closer end of my knife and slicing it directly in its skin. I then use a spoon to scoop out the slices and it's ready to use. At this point, I was ready to assemble the sushi rolls. I was a bit nervous because this was my first time that I've used a bamboo roller and the first time I've rolled sushi rolls in general. It took a few tries, but practice makes perfect. If you don't have a sushi mat, the book recommends that you use a piece of parchment paper cut into a 12-inch square on a clean work surface. First, I arranged one sheet of nori rough side up on the mat. I was supposed to have the long side towards me, I think with the perforations on the sheet as a cutting guide, but it worked. I gently pressed about 2/3 of a cup of the sushi rice onto the nori in a single even layer, leaving a 1-inch border on the side furthest from me and a 1/2-inch border on the side nearest to me. I made sure the rice reached the edges of the nori on both the left and right sides. I then placed a thin line of sliced cucumber just below the center of the rice, then placed 3 pieces of the sliced avocado directly above the cucumber layer. Following the avocado, I spooned in about 1/3 cup of the salmon on top. Again, the hardest part of the process for me was rolling the sushi. The book said to start with the side nearest you, using the 1/2 inch of exposed seaweed to lift the rice tightly over the filling. I used the sushi mat as a guide to tighten the roll into a nice shape. What was not shown was the amount of filling that fell out and my mouth vacuumed up because I just couldn't resist. As shown, it took a few attempts to get the rolling part down. After making 6 maki rolls, I sliced them crosswise into little sushi roll pieces and placed them on a serving plate. I shared this delicious sushi roll with my fiance and we ate it with soy sauce, wasabi, and pickled ginger on the side. This recipe was quite yummy and I'm a bit biased because salmon nigiri and sashimi are my staples in sushi restaurants. And ta-da! Here's my finished version of the official Stardew Valley cookbook Maki Roll. If you made it here to the end of the video, thank you, thank you, thank you. I always appreciate each and every one of you for the support. Don't forget to give this video a like and my channel a subscribe if you enjoyed my third recipe. Feel free to follow me on my other social media accounts at Razmajazz for the short form videos of my recipe videos. Stay tuned for my fruit salad video coming soon with my fish taco video with a surprise coming right after. Okay, thanks again, bye!